Let's shift our focus now. Chicago speed cameras. They just hit a speed bump. There's a report out by the government, a watchdog group, that says these cameras unfairly target the city's poorest people.
Adam Schuster is the senior director of budget and tax research for the Illinois Policy Institute, and he says low-income families are the ones paying big-time fines while the city is raking in millions on their backs. And he joins us this morning. Thank you for coming on to talk about this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, there's no question, these cameras, they are revenue generating tools. They go in under the guise of safety, and in many cases, that's exactly what they do. But a lot of people know that the purpose here is so that the city can make money. How much money are we talking?
So under Mayor Lightfoot, they dropped the threshold for getting a speeding ticket from 10 miles an hour to 6 miles an hour under this automatic ticketing policy. And in the next 10 months after that went into effect, we issued as many tickets as in the entire prior 3 years combined and took in about $84 million in revenue from these tickets, which is $20 million more than they had ever taken in any year before. So there was a huge increase in tickets, about 11 tickets, a ticket every 11 seconds, rather, is how often these things are going out. And they are predominantly targeting low-income communities that really can't afford to pay this. So this is just part of the city's nickel and diming strategy to pass the cost of its fiscal irresponsibility onto its residents rather than getting serious about fixing its structural financial problems.
All right, Adam, I just timed you while you were speaking. 48 seconds, so the city just made 4 tickets, according to your math, 1 ticket every 11 seconds. That's pretty astonishing. I do want to ask you, though, so when the mayor came out with this, you mentioned the 10 miles an hour down to 6. The thought process was that this would reduce potentially crashes. Have we seen a correlating drop in the number of crashes here in Chicago with that 6 mile an hour threshold?
So the city has released a study that it claims shows that the cameras have had their intended effect of reducing accidents near the cameras. But if you actually look at the peer-reviewed studies, people, economists, traffic safety experts, the journals, the data is very unclear that these actually have any improvement with safety. You may have heard with red light cameras, for example, that they've reduced T-bone collisions, but they increase rear-end collisions as people are slamming on their brakes. Well, similarly with speed cameras, there is some evidence that it reduces accidents right near the camera because people, learn where the cameras are and then they start to slow down. However, they then speed up when they get past that area. So there's some evidence that it's simply shifting accidents from around the camera to other areas of the city. But the bottom line is there's very, very little evidence of safety improvements for these cameras, but there's a lot of evidence that it brings in a lot of money for the city.
So you think they're bad, you want them banned. Any other ideas, though, for revenue generating, things that the city can do to implement possibly instead?
Well, I would say this. Chicago already has one of the highest state and local tax burdens in the country. And the reason that our city is broke is not because it doesn't tax enough. We have very high tax and fee regimes in this city. And the reason for that is because the city's budget is structurally unbalanced, mostly because of the cost of pensions. Chicago has as much pension debt as 44 U.S. states, entire states. That's how much pension debt Chicago taxpayers are on the hook for. And so I would say rather than looking for ways to take money from residents or take money from small businesses who are already struggling with the pandemic and its economic effects and all these shutdowns and this type of thing, the city should be looking for ways to reinvest its money so that rather than throwing it down a black hole of debt, they're actually investing in people. And if they do that, I think they can balance their budget with actually a lower tax burden than we have today and not have to nickel and dime residents and not have to hit poor residents on the south side with these fines that really have no indication they're actually making anybody safer.
Well, we know that there are some aldermen who say maybe it should be 8 miles an hour over and not 10. I would encourage people to go to the Illinois Policy Institute and read your report. It's pretty interesting stuff. Adam, thanks so much for your time as always.